time to go in to meet Andy and everybody that does the brewing here in Grand Rapids. It's the only brewery for about an hour and a half away, so I'm going to go check it out. Christian here with Andy Klockow of Klockow Brewing in Grand Rapids, Minnesota. And Andy's going to show us around the brewery a little bit that is not hidden. You can see it from the tap room, which I'll also get you a look at because it's super cool. They've done some great work. And you're going to have to tell them about the tables and stuff because that's cool too.
Absolutely.
So show them around the brewery real quick, please.
So the breweries are pretty simple. 3-vessel system. It's all electric. So all of our heating is done in our boil kettle here. So anything from our sparge water to strike water, all that's done right with the little circular door open there. And then behind that is our mash tun. We do everything by hand mashing, dumping bags in ourselves. And then below that, you can kind of see underneath there at all, is our whirlpool. It's a kind of whirlpool. It's also our lauter tun a little bit. It collects, it's a sort of a gravity system for collecting our wort before we kick it up to the boil kettle to do our boiling.
What do we got going along the other wall here?
Yeah, so on the other wall here is all our fermenters. So we got 2 20 hectoliter tanks for double batches of some of our more popular beers and stuff that we want to keep around a little more. And then we got 2 single batch tanks, 10 hectoliter for kind of more one-offs or just moving something through the pipeline a little quicker. And then we also have our 10 hectoliter bright and a 20 hectoliter bright tank.
Spin here a little bit. We're not trying to go all Blair Witch on them.
No.
There we go.
Yep, so we got the bright tanks for all the conditioning and carbonating, and then we can keg and bottle right off of our bright tanks.
Nice. Yep. All right, Brew Crew, it is time for 5 questions with Andy Klockow of Klockow Brewing. So, Andy, thanks for joining me.
Absolutely, thanks for coming.
Yeah. Awesome place so far, but a lot to learn. So, first question in our 5 questions for a brewer is, what's your favorite beer that's not yours?
So my favorite beer that's not mine is German brewery Esch Schlenkerla. They do Rauch beer. They've been smoking their own malts since the 14 or 1500s and making just like an amazing smoked lager.
Nice.
Yeah. And even their clean lagers still have smoky flavors just from the yeast that they use. Keeps that smoky flavor.
That sounds amazing.
Yeah. Nope.
So, wow. And I'm glad you had to say that name because there was no way I was going to.
Yeah. It's a great German name, too, because it means like an old kind of limpy man that's like, I'm limping to go get my beer. I need my smoke beer. So someday I'll be like that.
Nice. Me too, hopefully. So, what was the first beer that you crafted?
The first beer I crafted, I guess as a home brewer, one of my first recipes I wrote myself was like a Citra hop forward IPA, and then got more into like brown ales, and as I discovered the smoke beer, trying to do some more smoke styles.
Nice.
and Belgians have been another interest of mine too. So
that's awesome. Yeah. So you hit some of my favorite styles. Like brown ale is one of my favorite styles, even though it doesn't seem to be a popular style in the beer world. They're so good. Do you still make any of those recipes?
Yeah, some of them turned into recipes for the brewery here. Like my brown ale is named after my dad.
Oh,
and
that's cool.
Yeah, and one of his favorite beers to drink too. So
nice. Cool. Yeah. Question number 3 is, how does your beer connect to the local community?
Immensely. We've become such a community space here in Grand Rapids. Because we host a lot of live music, random events throughout the week, even just people coming to have safety training meetings. Like, we're going to go to the brewery, have a couple beers and learn about ladders.
Nice.
And we're really just diving deep into some local charities and stuff too, and really making sure we're giving back to as much as the community's given us so far. And
that's awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome. And you get some of your ingredients locally?
Some of our ingredients, yeah. One of our most popular beers we had was Lion's Courage, Wizard of Oz reference because of the whole Judy Garland thing.
Right.
And there were hops growing 3 miles away from here at a little hop farm. The guys getting up and running. And so we named it, Lion's Courage. It was an 8% double IPA with 100% local Cascade.
That is
hops.
Awesome. That is awesome. What beer are you working on right now?
So right now we're brewing our barrel-aged Imperial Smoke Stout, our Double Downwind.
Nice.
It was our first bottle release we did this year. The last year we aged it in Jim Beam barrels. This year I got 10-year-old Dickel bourbon barrels from Kentucky. And so hoping to have that ready maybe midwinter into spring, depending on how it goes in the barrels.
Nice. So can you tell, before we get to question number 5 real quickly, I'd like you to let everybody know, we're in Grand Rapids, Minnesota, and this was the closest brewery I could find, and then the next one is pretty far away, it seems like.
Yeah, at least an hour and a half, yeah.
Saying most around Duluth area. Yep. So if people were in or around Duluth or even north, where can they find some of your stuff?
Mainly pretty local right now. However, as we've been doing some more bottles, some more wax dip, and working on more specialty crawler releases too. We're branching out to Duluth and possibly even to the Twin Cities at some point.
Sweet. Yeah. And the last question I have for you is, can I have a beer?
Absolutely. Yeah, I got a couple you can try. So
nice. It is time to sample. So Andy and I are here, ready to sample beer. You want to tell us what you brought for me?
Yeah, so we got the Billy Bumbler Belgian triple style. Nice kind of golden ale with Belgian Pilsner malt, and how they kind of traditionally do it with almost a little over 10% of the grain bill is actually sugar. Nice. Helps pop the ABV up and gives it kind of the Belgian flavor. And
the name comes, you were just telling me.
Yeah, I was just telling you the name comes. It's called Billy Bumbler. It's a creature from the Dark Tower series from Stephen King, Oi from Midworld. It's a weird kind of dachshund raccoon hybrid creature with big golden ringed eyes, and hence kind of a Belgian golden triple style. Figured it was appropriate.
Nice. Well, and I mean, close to 1,500 followers between all our social medias. Somebody else is going to now want this because you said that. Yep. So all right. So here's what we got.
Cheers.
Good looking beer.
Prost.
Going German on it. I like it. So it's a nice, a little hazy, golden color, clean white head on that. Beautiful white head on it. Ooh, fruity. Mm-hmm. That smells nice. Catch a little of the malt in there as well on the nose. So, all right. So again, cheers to the brew crew.
Yep.
Oh man. Nicely done.
It's a very sneaky 8% too. It's
yeah, this one will knock you down if you're not paying attention, for sure. Mm-hmm. You get a little of the fruitiness in the back. Nice malty front to it. Smooth. I like it. Smooth finish. A little carbonation on the front. I like this one a lot. I would definitely pick this up and drink way more of it. So the way we do it at the Michiana Beer Reviewers is we score from 0 to 10 when we score beer. I'm not going to ask you to score your own beer, but I'm going to tell you what I score your beer. And what we do is kind of, up to about 2.5, 3. That's kind of a drain pour. Like we don't want to finish that. Yeah.
Like, so, was this supposed to be sour?
I think the only one we've given that low is Zima.
Oh.
So and that was me.
Yep.
And then once you start going up to about a 5 is I'm going to finish it because it's beer, but I might not try it again. And then you start getting into the 6 to 7.5 is a good beer.
Yep.
7 to 8.5 is an excellent beer that I'm gonna definitely buy more of, and then you get up to the 9 to 10 is the nectar of the gods.
Yep.
And
buy all of this.
I'm at an 8.1 on this.
Right
this is a solid beer.
Thanks,
so
man.
yeah. I definitely would buy more of this. Excellent. So if anybody's into the style or into the name, this is one to try. Or if you want some, because I would consider 8 a mid-level ABV.
Yep.
If you're looking for something to make you feel good quicker, this is one. So it's not an all-day drinker. Couple.
Oh, yeah.
So Andy, tell a little bit about your beer. What is something that the people out here in the universe of Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, that you want them to know about Klockow Brewing?
Some of my big ethos is approachable, just good, clean beer, and also kind of, pushing boundaries on different styles and trying some things that, maybe aren't quite mainstream, but, like we're doing next week, we're brewing our Rogan beer, German rye beer. We're going to throw half the batch in rye whiskey barrels, and I think it's going to be awesome.
So I will say this is a guy that's brewing beer, and he's not just brewing what's popular. I mean, he's putting good stuff out there as a New England style IPA that I didn't talk about that's delicious. So it's more, he said it's green and it has a little piney front, but a delicious beer. Definitely one I would drink a lot of. And he's chasing styles that he's passionate about too, and I think that's cool. We talked back there about art and science, bring it together, and you're
yeah.
really doing that.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, I mean, it's such a like rewarding creative process, but then you also have to kind of think like, well, why does this work, and kind of learn the science behind it, so you can ultimately, improve and keep trying new things and pushing boundaries.
Cool,
Yeah.
cool. So when can people come visit your tap room? It's in Grand Rapids, Minnesota, and you can't miss it. Yeah, the other Grand Rapids, not Beer City, USA, but it's gonna be if he keeps brewing like this.
Yeah, right, so so we're open Wednesday through Sunday, typically from about 2 to 10.
Okay. Any events that you guys have going on? You have a stage here. It's beautiful. I'm guessing.
Yeah. So we do live music every Saturday,
Nice.
and every first Friday at this point too. The whole town on First Fridays has kind of a art community. Everyone kind of get out of their house and come check out some local artists, and they usually do a meet the brewer too from different brewers around the area, and which people have to travel a bit to get here to do that, but
Sure.
yeah, and
Right across from the farmers market, my family and I visited the
Yep.
farmers market. Cool little farmers market. Some great pizza over there.
yes, oh yeah, the wood fired pizza.
Yeah.
That's the other thing. I mean, we don't do food here, but we're constantly looking for new food trucks and having good food here. Like we have a barbecue truck that's probably one of my favorite rib guys ever. It's so good. It's yeah.
I've never met a rib guy I didn't like.
Right, exactly.
Yeah, So very cool. Well, Andy, thank you so much
thank you.
for inviting me out. This is a great place, great location. You can't really miss it if you're in Grand Rapids. Like, it's real easy to see. I was driving by the first time. I went, oh, there it is.
Yeah.
Like, it was very easy to see. So if you're in or around the area, stop in and see Andy and everybody here at Klockow Brewery here in Grand Rapids, Minnesota. So cheers to you. Cheers to the brew crew. Thank you again to Andy Klockow and Klockow Brewery for hosting the Michiana Beer Reviewers. And thank you to you for watching the mBR Beer Tube. Don't forget to smash that like button, hit subscribe, and ring the notification bell. Don't miss the latest mBR Beer Tubes. Drinking beer is fun, but drinking and driving is not. Please remember to always drink responsibly. Cheers, Brew Crew.